Hey guys, how is everybody? I hope everyone is well going through these videos and absorbing the information. Lesson 11. So I took a whole week out. I wanted to see more or less how some of the news related information had an impact on the market, more or less the pound pairs. So I'm just going to give a quick update before I go into some of the hourly and 15-minute breakdowns as to what's been happening recently, where we are reacting to right now, and let's go from there. So GBP USD, GBP AUD, we did see a pretty large rally in both of these pairs off the back end of some Brexit talks. So here's the chart. Let me just update it. So some of the levels that we did place on before in the zones, etc. I'm on the 4-hour chart currently. Let's give a quick update. Now, as you can see, the zones price action has surpassed where the areas are, but all I can simply do is just bring it across there. So quick update, 30 seconds or so. Bring these levels across, keep them as accurate as possible. This zone over here, bringing that across right there too. 1 second. We have the 4-hour hourly regions also. I'm going to take that one off for now. This one remains the same due to the range is still valid. So I'll put that one right there. Bring that up. This area over here can get a little bit fiddly. Put that there, great. Excelente, and then this one here, I will bring that across because that is and will be relevant if price decides to decline from current market areas. So what do we see? We've seen, I'll switch over to the daily in a moment, but let's just look at the 4-hour PA. So PA, we were sinking. So we had a drive into the 4-hourly region. We hit 2.4, we had this mini little doji here, and then price pulled back below. Once price was back below, that was a rejected area, rejected zone, because remember, focusing on the price only and removing the distraction of the colored candles and focusing on pure PA, we could see that after 2.4 we sunk back below 2.3, and also if you just, again, it takes, as you've just seen there, a minute or so to just go in and update the regions, the ranges, and pull them across because they will be valid again in the future. So we can see here that we dipped all the way back below, broke the daily area. We had a few spikes in there prior, but we did break that zone right there, and we sunk into the next daily zone. We had some more or less choppy price action as we came into 2.2, as you can see there. And you can see if I put the crosshair at 2.2, how well that area, that psychological boundary, was a solid, like a very solid area of support for the PA, as you can see right here. What we could have done to maybe just add on to that is we've seen the high, we've seen the low, bring the box across, and then obviously we have the breakout there also. If I just relate that to the hourly, sorry, let's get to the hourly time frame. This is the hourly price action here. If I then go ahead and just quickly copy and paste that onto what we see on the hourly, we can see we had one failed breakout, came back in, and then boom, we had this massive volume surge, and that was at 2 p.m. So that was going into the US session right there. US session, we're looking at 1:45, 2 p.m. for some solid volume. So in London, for an entire day, more or less, we went sideways. Let's just relate that to the daily chart. Okay, so daily, interesting PA here. Again, just focusing on that one area, picking up from the last videos, we spiked into 2.4. We closed back below on the daily, guys, of the 4-hour region. Boom, we rolled back over. Indecision, shooting star. We can see the gap there, the down gap over the weekend, and price plummeted. But price, look at the what's important here to recognize is 2.2. The price plummeted, it spiked into 2.2. We had another shooting star as well. Even though the shooting star did test daily, did close back below the previous day. Again, this is why we have to focus on where the spikes are being pushed into, 1 and 2 here. And again, on the day, if you did go ahead and find that box on the 4-hourly, you would have seen that the PA next day started to slowly drift upwards, and we did not get a clean break of that level. We did not get a clean break of that level. Previously, I did not find any suitable area to place on a key level at 1.22 there. However, I did that by eye with the crosshair, and this is what we need to more or less That's what we need to more or less get tuned into, that we're actually spotting certain levels with our mind, and we've got full extensive clarity on the chart where we don't have to pollute it. We don't have to pollute it. Our minds can quickly adjust and adapt to exactly what the price is doing, and we can go from there and just keep everything simplified, but know where's danger, what to do if this breaks, where to stay out, and where to stay focused. So over here, this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, midweek reversal, bang, we plowed all the way back to the upside. As you can see there, what's interesting as well is that if we look at this hourly time frame, we had significant high, lower swing, lower swing. Many people who were shorting sterling obviously would have had stops here and here. So you have to again include and think about market psychology once we're doing our analysis. This area was taken out, this area was taken out, and then new highs were made, completely blasting any short holders for the, let's say, mid to long term out of their positions. Coming in now, what we can clearly see is, number one, massive move from 2.2 closing at 2.427, a 227 pip move in one day. Then the follow through was easy. What this candle did in particular was take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 previous days of price action. What I can also include there as well to look at, not only did it take out the prior 10 days, but this wick here was completely moved and filled out. Price action closed above the 4 hourly there, and it was stuck in this range. Look at how well it reacted to that 4 hourly range. The reaction of the 4 hour range, it was brilliant. It came up, tapped into the previous, the range above, but then it closed within the range. Next day, found that area of support there, which is the 4 hourly, and then price continued to blast full steam ahead, tidying that up. As you can see, a narrow and quick pullback, and I'll go in now in a moment and I will break this chart down. I'll break this chart down once I've finished explanations on the pairs, and then you can see how we would have easily used this for a potential long trade the following day. Now, what can we see? Remember this daily time frame, we took the daily level from there. Okay, the bodies, as I said, remember the move. There's a sharp sudden down move after some consolidation. This was a very prominent high, and we're more or less touching into 1.27 at that level. And look how well price reacted to 1.27. Boom, right there. Market's now pulled back. It's deciding as to what it wants to do. 2.580 right here. That's the weekly level, and now it's more or less. It's making its mind up. It's decision time for GBP USD and GA. Same scenario. I'll go into that one in a moment, and then we can go into the hourly, and then we can start to dissect the hourly. I can show you a few new simple tricks over there as well. So at the moment, current PA. Let's go back to, let's go to the left-hand chart, going back into the 4 hour chart there. As you can see, from this uproar on this uprise, so this was the daily close, which is this area right here on the right. The daily closure, we halted right in the region in the range. We had the pullback, the sharp spike, okay, and I can just mark this onto the hourly before I go into full detail, but that low there is more or less where we tested. 2,400, this spike, we didn't quite make it. However, what we did see over here, there was this is more or less a pin bar, spike to the low. The hourly coincided with the 4 hourly on two patterns after the day. So you do your daily analysis, you see exactly what's happened there. The 227 pip move on GBP AUD led us to this point. We do our analysis in the morning, consolidation. The time of this boost was 8 a.m, perfect for our London session move. This could also be converted into a range as well. As you can see there, market blew out of the range, started to trade higher, and at that would have been, so this time over here is not the correct time, but this would have been 10 a.m. Okay, 10 a.m. that candle would have closed, the 4 hour candle, and then you have two warning signals that this is going to go higher. Off the back end of a daily, before the daily boost came in, the market was sluggish, slow, consolidating, if you will, and then this move here from let's say 2500 up to 2695, that 195 pip move right there, which happened more or less in a session going into the US session. Okay, that ended at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and look how it reacted to the daily level though. This is when I seen this, I was quite satisfied that that day area right there, as you can see it, and me explaining this on previous videos, how I've got this systemized approach really locked down, is the fact of the accuracy, and you can have the confidence. And when you guys start to, practice it yourselves and see how simple we can read the market and what terms we can actually put everything in, so our trading can be the most powerful. We're holding trades for a long period of time, 100 pip move, 200 pip moves, knowing exactly where to enter. I'm going to show you guys some more of this in a moment. And again, where to get out. So nice move there, even if you caught just that in a week. Perfect, 195 pips, brilliant. Okay, so spike to the high, money is exiting the market here and here, clearly. And then, boom, we have this sudden volume relaxation mode, where volume is just starting to come back now. It's trying to find its feet. Today we did have a little pump to the upside, but if I put my crosshair at 1.2600, I can see at that level right there on the hourly. I'm now expecting GBP AUD maybe to come back down into these regions right here, but I'll get into that in a moment. So just giving you an update as to what's happened so far. One thing I would mention over here on the 4-hour time frame is that the zone, this 4 hourly, look how it reacted from here to here again. Look how it reacted from here to here. So if I go ahead and just quickly copy paste that over to the left hand side, as you can see, looking at both charts tiled together, the correlation of profit taking, boom, and profit taking again. Now GBP USD can move up from here. Why? Because of this PA. 1, 2, 3, we have 3 spikes. So I am going to be watching this for maybe, if you look onto the hourly as well, we've had the spike to the downside, spike to the downside. This is simply profit taking from the highs into the lows, and it could be picking up orders to go back to the upside in such a manner. Now, correlating this with the day, it's currently the 14th of October, and it's 8 p.m. So it's 2 hours before daily closure. That day, it looks messy, but it looks weak again. Can you see there where the price has pulled back up, more or less from the 4-hour regions and the wicks? What I'm looking for personally on this, I'll break it down on the hour, but what I'm looking for personally is price to come back below here, maybe to retest it, and then we can go and take a short into this region over here. I'll go through all of the hourly stuff in a moment, but let me give an update on GA as well. So GBP AUD, very similar scenario. So let's do a quick chart update over here. Pull this to the left, pull this to the left. Okay, daily, look at that beautiful day. Resistance, similar scenario from the highs there, and we've seen the fall off, fall down, spike through once, spike through twice. I think GA is a pretty good short right now. Over here, this 4 hourly, right there, we have this very thin region from the small doji there. I'm going to keep that one on, and then we also have the 4 hourly there too, serving as a nice baseline of support. I'm going to take this one off for now. This one over here, very prominent. I'm going to keep that on. This one over here. There, and then this area, I'm going to take that one off for now and keep it quite clean. Right, what we've seen is GA was driven, okay, 1.8097. 1.8097. Now, this area was a solid weekly support. Solid weekly support. So what happened previously? Market ran up into the 4 hourly, again, spike through, body closed below, started to fold. Once price was once price sunk below the 4 hour body region, purple line, this was a call for sell-off. I'll tile up the 1 hour in a moment, but sell-off continued, and then we visited, okay, to the actual, more or less, you can say pip or entire region. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 times where the spike came through. We're trapped in this region for a while, and then orders were picked, and then boom, we went from more or less, I'm going to say 1.81 into the highs of 1.83, 217 pips right there. And as you can see, complete momentum forwarding on into next regions, next boundaries. And then again, look how we're reacting to the levels. I've just pulled across now here, 1, 2, and then here, 1, 2, spikes coming through. If I then go ahead and just tile the 4 hour, let's look at the, let's go to the hourly. Let's look at the lower term. Let me copy that, paste that over here, and look at how price at the weekly area, the weekly level, where it was picked up very, very nicely. Momentum came through on the hour, and this candle, this hourly candle, the wick was more or less neck and neck with the previous high it made right there. However, the body wasn't. But what we can say is the momentum in this one candle alone did outweigh this entire region, this entire range. And again, it was off the back end of news. Market came through and took out the previous highs. It took out 1, 2. Market continued, went to the highs, reacted to our daily level right there. And now what we can see is similar to GBP USD, 1, 2. Price is the 2 wicks, even this one as well, 3 wicks there. Price is remaining below at the moment. Looking over to the hourly time frame, 1.8650 serves as a key boundary, key psychological area for this. And now intraday, as you can see, we're more or less looking to pull back and then go a little bit lower. That's what we're looking at on G8 at the moment. That's what we're looking at on G8. So my thesis for what can be, expected for this, maybe in the Asian session tonight, we're going to Tuesday, and then maybe Tuesday morning London session, is a breakdown of this area, and then we can get attracted into maybe over here somewhere. I think we're gonna, if we do storm through this zone and this region, we also have a little weekly area there too. If we do storm through that, I bet that the market will pick up some orders here and then maybe even drive us. I'm going to take this one step at a time and see what fundamental announcements are out. I know 9 a.m. tomorrow there's some BOE news. I believe that could be the catalyst for a relief rally, because 1.81 up to highs of 1.87. It's a 600 pip move completed in 1 week. So we need to take into consideration that the market may be wanting to pull back as a relief, and this move is now done, but we can clearly get the confidence and know that from here to here, look where it's reacted to. We know where it's reacting to. We can translate our 1 hour markings, drawings, and all of that knowledge I'm about to provide. We can transfer that over to see where we can actually find a pretty decent entry to go into the opposite direction. But first and foremost, let me just cover gold. Let me just update gold, and then I'll start with the hourly. So over here, I'm just going to bring these areas and zones across. So we have, remember, they have the weekly up there too. Daily's fine. We have the suggested 4 hourly in which market reacted to over here. We also have that, and we have this here. Okay, and then we have this area over here, which is quite important at the moment because those gold lows are more or less what is keeping this metal afloat right now. Now, this area where we drove into and then we quickly reversed, it's more or less a wick region over here where the spikes are. We had this small relief before this huge volume rush. And then if we really wanted to go into that realm there, we can go into the rectangle tool and we can bring this right across. Whoops, we can bring this across. Taking it from the small doji just before the rally, and then that's where more or less it translates into. So see that, we have the spike, we have the price coming back above, boom, and then we see a massive volume boost. The volume boost from here to here, if you see guys, look, at the wick went into the region, but look at the weekly as well. Look at the accuracy of that week. We came back below and then back above. So from here to here, this is another A to B move. Nice A to B move. If I just quickly zoom in here, you can see small pullback, spikes, consolidation. I've taken the body of the candle before we get the relief rally. And as you can see there, that massive liquidity volume was pushed through the market. So I'm using that area again just to see why and where this came through. It's also 1460. It's a nice psychological area there, born back up. Now, once we did get the rally to the upside, the 4 hourly from over here, look how it's reacted. So hopefully by now your eyes are being open to how simplistic these methods are for Astro Accelerated, Astro 2.0, and how I've more or less broken down the chart in a very simple and precise way, which makes everything so much easier for me once I am sat at the laptop and I'm making my trading decisions. Spike through all of this, okay? Relief rally above, back below. So this area, it held well apart from this one time, but quickly in the next few hours or so, we were dragged back below that marking. So again, boom, we came back into this zone. Picked back up at weekly support. If I zoom in, 1483 weekly support, spike 1, spike 2, spike 3, many other spikes in the area, and we are now lifting up. As you can see there, price action has been played out more or less to the absolute T here. For now, my more or less viewpoint on gold is that if you look at the day, check these daily candles, bearish engulfing came right down. Okay, small tweezer top there as well, came right down off the 4H, off the 4 hour high, came into this region, temporary, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 1510. Into 1510, and then we rolled over, and now it's more or less trying to make its mind up. 1480 is there, 1480 is there, and then price is more or less sat back above. For as long as price sits back above this area, knowing that we have 1480 weekly support, we have the 4 hour area, and we also have price, as you can see right there, the price is back up above both of those, 1492. For the next few days, if you look at the hourly, we are looking as if we can maybe, oh sorry, that's a 15 minute. We are looking as if we can maybe start to move to the upside on the hour. Okay, where can gold go? This is a very, very choppy and messy. It could be small consolidation before gold goes higher, because yes, on the higher time frames, weekly, monthly, quarterly, gold is expected to go higher. And especially after this area here, 1460 being tested, but price came back up into the solid area across here. This weekly support is vital. The weekly, this area right here does hold a lot of value and substance. So for as long as we're above the weekly area of support, I will be standing by a bullish stance on gold. I was standing by my bullish stance on gold, and I'll be looking for higher moves into, first and foremost, maybe 1520, 1522. If once this area is broken over here, because as you can see, we are more or less, we had the free drives 1, 2, 3, and I did state we had a push back below. Then we created a new lower swing high, lower low, lower swing high. If this area is, if the weekly, holds, if it doesn't hold, we can come back down into this region, but I do believe it's going to hold, and we're going to see, if I translate this into the hourly chart, we will see this area being taken out, and we will also see a new high being taken out on gold, and that area holding strong, and then boom, we can maybe come up a lot higher over there as well. So I'll go ahead and just delete that. So let me just introduce the hourly markings and what we're especially going to be looking for in terms of entries, entry signaling, intraday entry signaling, how to more or less merge that with what I've gone through so far. So you're now on lesson 11, video 11. Things should be sinking in by now. If it hasn't, give yourself some time, go back, understand the markings, understand the price action before actually diving into the lower time frame, hourly, 15-minute, which I'm about to go into now. Just take it slow and steady, and just take bite-sized chunks, okay? So what I'm going to now do is, you know what, I'm gonna make another video. I just wanted to update. I'm gonna make a whole new video based on the hourly and the 15-minute, because I'm actually coming up to 25 minutes now. I don't want to. I want to keep the videos 30 minutes. I just don't want to overload people's brains. So let's go on to the next video. So remove this. Go on to the next video, keeping it nice and clean. Come on, man. Keep it nice and clean. So get ready now for the next stage in the process. Thank you.